So there's some companies out there that would like to cooperate with you or support you financially. How can they do that? Like, how do they reach you?
Good point. Come with me, let me show you.
All right then. Ah, it's a big car.
Yeah, so this is the beast. The beauty and the beast, as we say. So this is the beautiful car, Ford Raptor.
Yeah.
This is a diesel, turbocharged, 2 liter. And as you can see, it's a 2-door. So it seats 5 people. And look at the interiors. It's just...
Jesus, this is amazing.
It's so beautiful. It's super sexy.
This is amazing. Jesus Christ.
It's absolutely stunning, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, look at the screen.
Just look at this. This is the screen.
Yes.
Hey. This is amazing.
Everything is just touch everywhere.
You just touch here. It's just... Wow.
And here, if you want to switch it into 4-wheel drive, low, high ratio, everything is there.
It's a big car.
Right?
Oh, very comfortable.
Yeah, it is. And so for companies, you see here, it's like a blank canvas.
Yeah.
So companies can pay X amount of Kenya shillings or USD and have their company logo here. I always recommend that they also have their social media, because when I'm in traffic, we're stuck, and you'll often see people taking a photo. So they can have that discussion with me. They can reach out to me personally and say, Lisa, we would like to sponsor you. In return, I give you brand recognition, brand visibility. I'm a billboard on wheels. I go everywhere and they go everywhere with me. So as you can see, we've got 4 doors. We have the sides as well. We can put stickers here, stickers up here, even on the roof, because certain areas where we are, there are drones that fly, the helicopters.
It's a 4-seater, right?
It's a 5-seater.
4-seaters.
So as well as you can see in here, it seats 5.
5-seaters.
And the doors are solid.
Yeah.
So really solid, good American company. Yeah. And then you've got the back here that has a lot of space as well. Big boot, as you can see. Right?
It has enough space.
Get in the front and I'll show you. So you can see here, lots of space for company visibility as well. And again, like I said, if companies also, depending on the amount that they sponsor me with, I can even put their brand on my clothing as well. And we can do caps, we can do umbrellas, and all the accessories that go together with rallying, right? Why don't you get in on the other side, and then I'll start it up.
I can't wait.
Beautiful screen. So you've got your phone lift here, and here as well. Let me just show you. It's just you put your phone down and it charges it automatically. Okay. So you've got your AC.
It's automatic. It charges automatically.
It charges automatically as soon as you put your phone here. It is. So this is an automatic car. So you've got your park, your reverse, your neutral, your drive, your brake is there, and then you've got your phone list here if you want. Well, it doesn't work. The sound system, you can make your calls. So your AC, you've got auto, you've got all the radio stations, you've got here as well, you can see. So it's got sensors on all sides. Because it's such a big car, it straight away alerts you when you're coming too close to another obstacle, whether it's a motorbike or whether it's another car like today on the road. So you literally have everything. And you've got Siri, take me to lifestyle in Gigiri, and up it comes. So. Manual, always manual. You never race in a automatic. No, you can't. So you've got to always have manual. That's why I said, earlier, you need to be super strong so that your legs are shifting up and down with the clutch. So you like dancing with the clutch. It's that momentum. So this is a car that we will use for doing the recce. So we'll drive the whole circuit. Oh look, there's a monkey. He's checking out the Ford Raptor.
I think he's also happy because it's such a big car.
Yeah. So you can see here now we can... Okay, let's go. But you see how it hugs the road? And the brakes are really good here. So this is just like a little dirt road that we're on for now. And it has an amazing suspension as well. And you see the clearance. So see how high we are? So it's got a very, very good clearance, great visibility. And you know, this is, I mean, such a great car. So when you look at a pickup, and many women say, ooh, I can't drive a pickup. You won't see me in that pickup ever. But yes, now when they see me driving this Raptor, they're like, ooh, I want one too. So let's take this for a little spin and see how it goes.
Oh my goodness, this is really amazing.
Yeah, right?
It is, this is so amazing.
And we can get in between all the cars here.
Just feel it, yeah?
You feel the exhilaration. So even if it's just 2000, it's got the turbo really kicks in. And you know, these other cars that we're passing on the roads, there's nothing that actually can touch this Ford Raptor. I drove as well in, October 2023. I drove in the One Life Rally. Yeah. I drove in the One Life Rally as the only female driver. Drove a 4x4, and they brought out the supercars from Europe. So we had Urus, Lamborghini, we had Porsches, we even had a Ferrari. So that was in Kenya. So we from Nairobi, Masai Mara, Amboseli, Savo, from Savo. Then you have.
Hi everyone, welcome back. This is the Femme Circuit, and guess what? Today I have a lioness in the building. She's gonna be introducing herself to us.
Thank you so much. So my name is Lisa Christoffersen, and for those that don't know me, Lisa stands for Life is so amazing, and life is indeed so amazing.
Nice to have you, Lisa, here.
Lovely to be here.
How are you? How are you doing? How are you feeling?
I'm great, actually. You know, I've just come from the Auto X, and I've taken my new baby, the Ford Raptor, latest model, out there to test drive it and see what the performance is like.
Congratulations!
In the Bundus, and it's amazing. I love it. Thank you so much.
So, could you please share us your story of you growing up on the slopes of Mountain Kilimanjaro, your childhood experience? How was it?
So I grew up on the foothills of Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, and spent the first 10 years of my life there, you know, and we grew up on a wheat farm. My father was a hunter, an adventurer, farmer, and a rally driver. So I grew up in the world of rallying. In those days, it was the East African Safari Rally. Many remember Joginda Singh. So Tanzania, Kenya, and Uganda, that was the circuit. So I've always had a passion for cars, motor vehicles, and for motorsport.
So your dad inspired you to join this industry of driving?
Not really, not at all. I mean, he passed on, and in 2021, when Waziri back then, Ambassador Amina Mohammed, who was the Minister of Sports and Culture and Heritage, she and that former government, they brought WRC back to Kenya. Remember, they had lost it for some time? And the last leg of watching WRC in, was it Hell's Gate? I said to Waziri, I said, my goodness, where are all the women? The only women I'm seeing are like cheerleaders on the side of the road saying, woohoo! But, wapi, wanawake, wanaendesha hiyo gari. So I said to her, Wacha, I'm going to start the first ever all-women only safari rally. And she turned to me and looked at me and she said, we are going to call it the Lionesses. So from that moment, the seed was planted and it was watered, and 9 months later the Super Cup was born. And we had our inaugural rally at Kasarani, 8 female drivers, 8 female navigators, and the entire control, the fuelers, all the marshals and officials and the police were women. Wanawake peke yake. It was amazing, and we broke barriers. We were on the front page of FIA's website, and there the story began. So many women are now starting, little girls that we're watching today in buggies, and they're so cute, little buggies, and then they can upgrade to cars or even learn navigation. We need navigators, we need female mechanics. So it's very exciting to see this. And last year I had the pleasure of driving in WRC Safari Rally in Naivasha We were an all-women's crew, sponsored back then by Talenta Hela. So 4 female drivers, 4 female navigators. And it's fantastic because you're in an amazing sport which is watched by over 6 billion global viewers. So we need to make noise. We need to be proud that we are there to Nakanyaga Vumbi.
So how do you feel, you being a lady driving lorries, and most people think that that kind of driving's for men. How do you feel? Are you always proud of yourself?
I love it. I think you need to love it. It has to be a passion. It's tough, it's grueling. People actually don't understand how challenging it is and what does it take to be a rally driver, okay? So you need to be mentally strong, no hesitation. You need to be physically strong. Get in the gym, build up those muscles in the leg because you're driving gear shifts, so you're constantly changing gears, yeah? And then also for your steering. So your whole upper body, your shoulders, your arms need to be actually strong. So go to the gym and, pump some weights, kettlebells and all of that. Yeah, last year in the WRC, on the second day, suddenly my power steering went. So you are like pulling that steering and your arm ends up being like metal at the end. But you just have to kanyaga through and push through to the very end.
That is the challenge.
Yeah. Oh. And you're sweating. So people actually don't understand that, you are in rally gear. So you have an inner suit. You have your rally suit that's 3 layers thick to protect you from fire burning out. So as a driver, you have to wear gloves. You are not allowed to pull your sleeves up, otherwise that's a penalty, right? You can't put your windows down because of the dust.
Yeah.
So it's basically you're just there pushing through to the very end. I mean, it's a good way to lose weight.
So do you have to always prepare yourself mentally and physically? Yes, I know physically you have to always to prepare yourself, but you also need to prepare yourself mentally.
You need to be mentally there. Once you start something, you finish it and you do your level best till the very, very end, And also, you have to have a basic understanding of mechanics. You also have to have an understanding of, I get a punctured, how do I change a tire? So you and your navigator need to be in sync. Okay, there has to be chemistry, there has to be understanding between the two of you. And what I've done during the Lioness rally training, we had Kingsway Tires provide us with a complete tire clinic.
Yeah.
So this is your tire. How do you read a tire? Many people don't know that the tire is actually the most essential part on any vehicle. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it tubeless? Does it have a tube? And in rallying, you're supposed to be basically you and your mechanic, your navigator, to take that tire off, put the new one on within 2 minutes. So it's serious training. And also to lift that tire, you've got to have that ngufu.
So do those cars always have different engines like those cars that do race? Do they have different engines like these?
Many, many different categories of the rally, absolutely. And WRC is the World Rally Championship, so you've got drivers from around the entire world who compete in the World Rally Championship, which is 13 rallies in 1 calendar year. And us, we drive under the KNRC, which is the Kenya Rally Championship calendar. Yeah. So there's 2 different categories. So WRC have to do the circuit twice. In the morning they go, and then in the afternoon it's us. So often we come back home after rallying in the dark as well. So you've got to have good eyesight, because you're driving down that Nakuru-Naivasha highway with all those trucks coming at you.
So Achieve, when time comes and you lose sight or you get some problems with your eyes, that means you're now out of the race or you can't drive again.
Basically, if there's any medical condition. But what you have to do, you have to basically go for a medical examination and the doctor has to fill in your application forms for your competition license. So every year I have to renew my competition license. So if I'm doing 4x4 challenges, which I also do, I have to have a separate competition license for that. And for rallying, autocross, we have another one. So those are renewable every year. And of course, you've got to have medical insurance as well. And those are all things that have to be noted down on 3-4 pages for your application just to get your competition license. And rallying is expensive, and I'm always saying to people, hey guys, I'm a billboard on wheels, So now's the time to come to me and say how I can basically give you, your company, brand recognition, brand visibility. They give me stickers that go on my car, can go on my Ford Raptor right now. And saying, this is follow me to WRC, this is the way we go. It's not just from the time that we get flagged off at KICC, but now we can start that journey of sponsorship.
Talk about that. Congratulations upon your new deal of being a new brand ambassador of the Ford Raptor. How do you feel? How did that deal come?
Well, I was introduced to a French gentleman who is the CEO of Caetano. Caetano is a Portuguese company that have the dealership for Ford, for Kia, for Hyundai, for Renault, so many companies. And recently Ford is one of the new additions to Caetano brand. And we had a conversation and he was like, love it, love it, love it. A woman who's passionate about cars, a woman who's passionate about motorsport. Let's do this. Let's talk Ford. And let's talk Ford Raptor, you know, so like Raptor up, let's go wild.
You must be enjoying it, you know.
I love it. I mean, I can't wait to wake up in the morning and start driving. It's so exciting. The car is so beautiful. I mean, inside, you know, you've got like a screen the size of a large iPad and everything is just touch screen.
That's really good. So how are you going to balance you being a brand ambassador and your career of you being a rally driver? How are you going to be balancing those two?
Well, rallying is basically, you know, get in your car and go. So we have to, you know, that's okay.
You can balance them.
We balance it perfectly, yeah. So that we'll use the Ford Raptor to do the scrutineering, and that means that the whole rally route, which could be around 1,200 kilometers from Nairobi, all the way from flag off at KCC, you go to Kasarani, you drive to Naivasha, and then there's 3 days of rallying. So you have to basically drive that whole route, and that's not about speed. You're not allowed to exceed 80 kilometers per hour during recce, so that you can really look at all the areas and recognize them in case, for example, your navigator loses her route map or something happens, right? So that was one of the things I had to do last year, is something went wrong and she lost the pages and there's no time, so I was just driving on sight.
So while you're driving, like you're in a race, have you ever been there and felt like, I think I'm nervous to do this, or never?
You have to.
Even the first time, you're not nervous at all?
Do you know what? There might be some adrenaline and excitement and that vroom vroom once you hear all those rally cars vrooming up. It's like, woo, I love that. You know that this is the journey has begun. It's exciting. And yes, you know, the adrenaline is there, of course.
Yeah.
However, you just go. You just have to believe in yourself and just do it. Yeah. And you know, the whole thing is that I feel that us women, we are very practical, and realizing that you're racing against all these other men, and when you're in service park, all the guys are there. And I said to our team manager, a guy, I said, why don't you have a checklist so that before you get in the vehicle, the driver and the navigator tick all the boxes. Like the navigator, she got her route map, she got all of her rubber and pencils to make all of her notes, right? Do we have water for hydrant? Have we remembered our helmets? Have we got the gloves? There's so many things that we need to remember, because once we're in, we're back. I came to a checkpoint just before entering a stage. We got out to put our helmets on and my navigator said to me, I forgot my helmet at Service Park. So we had to call somebody and drive like crazy to get it to us just on time before my time was to go into a section. So that's why, you know, I think women are more practical. Like, guys, make a checklist. It's so simple, and it should be that. It should be standard procedure.
So on top of that, you had like you fought with cancer some years back. So kindly just tell us a story. I think it was a stage 4 cancer, right?
It was.
Wow.
So in 2006, I got very, very sick here in Kenya. My doctor actually felt, I can say this now in confidence, because the doctors that then treated me were phenomenal doctors, specialists in Johannesburg in South Africa. So the doctor that I had was just messing about, because basically I was getting skinnier and skinnier, and I was white, like the A4 paper, and I couldn't walk 50 meters without coughing blood. And the doctor just said to me, perhaps you're hypochondriac. I'm not. I know myself so well. Something is wrong. So listening to my body and believing in myself, I jumped on a plane and with friends down there got to see one of the top doctors in Joburg, who did all the checks and scans and x-rays on me and confirmed you have stage 4 cancer. I had 2 massive tumors in my uterus. One was 12 centimeter, one was 14, so pushing each other out. And then my whole lung was one big tumor. So I was way too weak. I was like 49 kilos and I was too weak to be operated upon. So the oncologist said, what we're going to do, we're going to apply for the strongest oral chemo in the world, which is under lock and key. We got it on the Friday, and the Monday I was put in, and the oral chemo went in here. I hemorrhaged into my lungs. I had 7 blood transfusions, 2 my body rejected, and then I died. technically died, so to speak. So they managed to revive me, and I ended up being on life support for 5 entire weeks. My little bed was in a tiny corner of ICU in this hospital in Morningside in Joburg. And I had tubes attached to every part of my body, fed through tubes. And that was it. So then after 5 weeks in ICU, I was put into a normal room. But I was in hospital for 3 months, had weekly chemo. And actually, even one night, it's a very interesting thing because you don't know about chemo, but you, according to your weight, they put, and the strength of the oral chemo, how many drops go through that machine per minute. So one night when the oncologist came in, I was sleeping, woke up, and she was furious because the machine had broken down. So instead of having 12 hours of oral chemo, I had 19. But I said, I felt what's the problem? You know, us in Africa, we have so many tropical diseases.
Yeah.
It's killed everything. It's a good thing, but I had a complete burn here on my arm. I went away. And we're here today to tell the story. I always say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So that was after you joining the Larry side, or you before?
Before. Yeah, that was in 2006, 2007. So the journey came on, and you know, I only started rallying in 2022, really. So the journey is fairly new, so to speak. But you know, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that you also have to prepare for. You're constantly writing letters to corporations seeking sponsorship. You're always having meetings, talking like with beautiful ladies like yourself, going on radio and talking about the journey, because we want to empower young women to enter this motorsport in a very male-dominant sport, as rallying is. Basically, what I always say, when you're a young woman, whether you're a navigator or you're a driver, right? You're navigating your life to where you really want to go. What is it you want to be when you grow up? You're driving in the direction. Sometimes you go in reverse because you forgot something behind there, or you missed a turn, or you have a triple caution bump ahead of you, and you put it into first and off you go. So that's metaphorically speaking, that you're driving yourself in life to the destination, okay? We always say life is about the journey, it's not about the destination. So enjoy the journey the whole way you are. So young girls really should actually get in there, because once you understand rallying and navigating through in this with all the guys, you can survive in that sport, you can survive anywhere.
So how have you managed to brand yourself? Because right now you're a very big lady here in Kenya when it comes to sports, racing. You're a very big lady. But how have you managed to brand yourself?
Talking a lot. You know how us wanawake tunaongea. So we talk a lot. I mean, having those conversations, I think it's very important that you have those conversations and being confident. I'm very confident in myself and confident in the Lioness Rally and what we do and the journey that we have ahead. We have a lot of work to do, and it would be fabulous also to have many more young girls, other female drivers and navigators and teams. We need mechanics, as I said, engineers, we need navigators and all that. So we can also take the sport to other countries. I mean, I've always wanted to go to America and drive in the Rebel Rally, which is an all-female rally that starts in Lake Tahoe in Nevada, drives to California, and it's a 10-day rally through the desert. And that is the old-fashioned navigation. So you're with it, you've got to measure everything out. And that would be amazing to do as two Kenyan women driving for the very first time in America and representing not only Kenya but the continent. So we're going to do that. There's also the Dakar. We could take this Ford Raptor and say, what can we do in the desert? You know? Yeah, I know. Saudi Arabia has also the all-women rally. Many countries are opening up to this. So it'd be wonderful if we could get the support and sponsorship to take this motorsport of women in rallying, women in motorsport to other countries. It would be amazing. What inspired you really to come up with your own club that you named Lioness Rally? And what is the secret behind that name? Why did you choose that name? It was actually Waziri Amina Mohammed who chose that name and saying we're all lionesses, and lionesses are strong, they're fearless. So that's what we are here. Actually, that is a very great achievement. So what are some of the achievements that you have, that you have managed to get ever since you joined the
racing, some of the
I think it's also
achievements.
acknowledgement that, for example, being a brand ambassador
That's a very
for
great
like
achievement.
Ford Raptor, taking a big car, 4x4,
I know.
that is quite big. I mean, you've also got to be confident to steer it and drive this on our Kenyan roads, I mean, I had the window down yesterday morning and a matatu nearly crashed. I like, but it has the, it talks the talk, really.
It's a
so
great
when you start it
achievement.
up, it's super exciting.
So you have some organization, right? You have some organization like funding and sponsoring or
No, we're
taking care
seeking
of
funding.
Oh, you're
So
still
we're
seeking
funding from many corporations and companies who maybe want to come and invest in Kenya. This is the best way that they could support us by giving us stickers we put on our cars. We talk about their brand. We take the car to them and say, okay, guys, where do you want placement of the sticker? If they want to really sponsor me seriously, which is a lot of money, we can also do their logos get branded onto our like we were doing interviews as now, our shirts, our t-shirts, our caps, and then the rally suits as well, the helmets. I always say the rally suits are really a great place to put your branding, because when you are walking around Service Park or in between the races, you always got your rally suit on, and that's where people really spot you, yeah?
Yeah.
And they always think it's cool when you take your hat off, hey, it's a woman.
So if someone like me, I think I should also join that industry of yours. How can I join?
Well, I'll tell you how you could join.
And
and then we've also think as well that once you are you've joined us, you've also got to join a club. So we're all members of KRT, Kenya Racing Team, and our chairman is George Njoroge, who is very supportive. He has supported many young women and even teachers rallying. He teaches navigation. We've also got Abdul Sidi, who was Kenya's #1 navigator, and he also is very helpful and supportive in teaching navigation.
So you don't follow anything like, you're too tiny, you're very short, you can't do this.
No, you'll be fine. You'll be absolutely fine. So no, karibu sana, join us.
Oh, asante. I'll join you soon. So now, you're funding these people, or you're seeking funds you're seeking funds for the kids that are suffering from cancer. Are you doing it just because you also had cancer or something?
So yeah, my motto is Drive for Change. So what we want to do is some of the money that we raise will go towards either research or towards a specific child who has cancer. So that there are some of the families that we know who need help, financial help. So what we get, we want to support a little bit out of whatever the amount of money that organizations give us. Sometimes it's individuals that just want to be a private donor and give us some cash, which is always welcome. So yeah.
Oh, that's really amazing. Sometimes you also have to be supportive, just have to be with a very good heart.
And I think life is also about giving back, and especially to children. They've not asked to be born. Some of them who unfortunately do get diagnosed with cancer, you want to do something good for them, But I want to make sure that the funds that we give are utilized 100% correctly and administrated properly. So there has to be accountability on that.
All right, that's good. So do you have some few words that you have those people that you would like to give to the young people who would like to join the rally racing, those young ladies, not boys?
Absolutely. They can always, DM me. I'm always there and I'm always happy to have a conversation. Come and find me here at Lifestyle in Gigiri and we can talk about it. Or follow me on my social media, which is Instagram, Lisa_Christoffersen. And you can always DM me there as well and talk about it. But yes, the little ones, they can start in little buggies. Even before that, they can start in go-karts. We've got a lot of little go-kart tracks here. And then also go and watch some of these events to see, is this really something that I want to get into,
Yeah.
And then we create little teams and take it from there. It would be a fantastic journey.
So you being a lady, does that affect you, like your personal life? You participating in those races, does that affect your personal life?
Not at all. It's like, you
be normal like any other lady.
Golf, you go and play tennis or you go and play paddle tennis.
Yeah, it's like a sport, it's like a hobby.
It is.
Oh, that's really good. So kindly just tell your last words to the viewers. They would like to hear the last words and the message that you have.
I would just say, guys, life is so amazing. Raptor up and let's go wild and follow me to Naivasha.
Okay, thanks for watching. This is the Femme Circuit. See you next time. Bye-bye.